Hello everyone and welcome to day 3 of week 2 for Beyond Resolutions. Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à semaine 2, journée 3 de Au-delà des résolutions. Aujourd'hui, on va faire 3 flux de mobilité et ça va nous étirer d'en haut jusqu'en bas du corps. Ok? Alors c'est parti. We're going to start in mountain pose, everyone. We have 3 options for you here. We have beginner, intermediate, and advanced as always. Starting in mountain pose with the arms stretched out below you, fingers splayed as far as possible, taking a deep breath in, arms up, and as you exhale, let's reverse swan dive right down to those toes if you can, but stop where you need to. Okay, we have a slight knee bend here. On your next breath, I want you to come up slightly and bend your knees into chair pose, reaching those arms up as high as possible. Taking a deep breath here. Bringing the hands into prayer and getting your elbow on your opposite knee. And now you can open your arms if you wish, or you can stay with the slight twist. Good. On your next breath, bring your hands back together. Back to neutral. Hands on the floor, and now straighten the legs and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Very nice. These guys know their Jefferson curls. Ok, on va faire ça encore une fois. Alors, position de montagne, grande respiration. En inspirant, on monte les mains en haut. Et en expirant, on va plonger vers le sol avec les jambes le plus droit que possible. Pendant votre prochaine respiration, je veux que vous pliez les jambes un petit peu et que vous montez les bras en position de chaise. Très, très, très excellent. Grande respiration, on met les mains en prière et on va faire une torsion du haut du corps avec le coude sur le genou opposé et on va ouvrir les bras si on se sent capable. Inspirez et expirez. Pendant votre prochaine respiration, on revient les mains en prière, on revient à la position neutre, on expire en mettant les mains au sol et pendant votre prochaine respiration, on remonte une vertèbre à la fois. Good job, team. Flow number 2 is going to be from the floor. So everyone take your position on an all fours on the floor. 4 on the floor. We're going to start with the cat-cow. My wonderful colleagues here are going to start right away with 5 deep breaths. Each time you inhale is when you're going to arch your back. And each time you exhale is when you're going to round the back as much as possible. Alright, so inhale, arch the back, and exhale, round the back as much as possible. As you inhale, you're going to lift your chin, proud chest, and bum up in the air. And as you exhale, you're going to try and bring your ribs as close to your hips, as close to your ribs as possible, really rounding out that back and reaching the mid-back up towards the ceiling. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be 5 breaths, and synchronizing the movement with the breath means 5 times through this sequence of arching and hollowing. Alright, next up we have moose antlers. So I want one hand on the floor, the other hand behind your head. Okay, now Ariane is going to give an advanced option, so you're going to follow her if you're looking for something a little bit tougher, but you're essentially going to have the one hand bent, elbow to elbow, and then you're going to reach back and high, nice and high. Synchronize the movement with the breath as well, okay? So, Vero is sitting back on her heels to reduce a little bit the pressure on her arms, on her upper body. Phil is in that neutral position on all fours in the quadruped position, which is great. And then Ari is going from all the way, twisting all the way to the extreme and twisting all the way up with her arm straight. Okay, so 3 options for you. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and repeat 4 more times. So 5 rotations total. Very good. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, once you're finished on the one arm, switch to the other arm, and we're going to give you lots of time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 5 times through each repetition. 5 fois de chaque corps. Très bien. On va maintenant inspirer gros. Et en expirant, on va envoyer les hanches vers l'arrière sur les talons. On va allonger, on va allonger les bras devant nous, passer la tête entre les bras. Alors on va essayer de garder les oreilles à côté des biceps. Et on voit que Ariane, elle a plus de mobilité, plus d'amplitude de mouvement dans ses épaules. Alors elle a mis ses mains sur une plateforme plus élevée. Ici c'est des blocs de yoga, mais à la maison on peut mettre sur n'importe quoi, le comptoir, une chaise, le canapé, juste pour élever les bras si vous voulez plus d'amplitude de mouvement. Ok, j'espère que vous respirez parce qu'on va tenir cette position pour nos 3 respirations. Faites en sorte que c'est des grandes respirations et faites en sorte aussi que vous cherchez toujours à augmenter votre amplitude de mouvement. Alors si vous vous trouvez vraiment confortable, essayez de peut-être allonger plus la colonne vertébrale, de écarter vos genoux un peu, de s'asseoir plus vers l'arrière. Ok? Très bien, prenez votre dernière respiration dans cette position. Et lorsque vous prenez votre prochaine respiration, je veux que vous vous redressez à une position agenouillée. Alright, next up we've got a flow of Samson to frog to Black Widow pose. So first up, let's start with the left leg in front. You're going to be in a half kneeling position. Okay, this is the Samson stretch. Hips are always driving forward and down. Okay, Ari is going to lift up both her arms to add a little bit more of that stretch in the hip flexor. Phil's got the one, and the other thing is you can see Ari is leaning to the side, I forgot to mention. And then Vero is simply, very good for the knee, taking care of her knees, but also is using her hands in behind to push and find the best and deepest position for her. We're going to be here for 5 deep breaths, so make sure that you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and trying to settle into whatever position you're holding right now. Okay, very good. The other thing that I want everyone to do right now is squeeze your bum. Not with your hand, but I want you to actually contract the muscle. That way it's going to bring your hips a little bit more to a neutral position and perhaps further in this case. One more deep breath, everyone, and on your next exhale, I want you to take that front foot and then bring it out into a nice wide kneeling position, and we're going to do the frog stretch. So wide knees, and then the further apart your feet are, the more of a stretch you're going to feel this. And again, we're going to take 5 deep breaths, and what I would recommend here is that with each exhale out of those 5 breaths, that you're pushing your bum backwards. Okay, you can stay on your hands or on your elbows, and then with each exhale, you're going to push backwards further and further. And then also, if you want to play around with the distance between your feet too, you want to widen the distance between your feet to try and gain a little bit more of a stretch, you can do that as well. Breathe in and out, push back. Breathe in and out, push back. Breathe in and out, push back. Very nice. And on your next deep breath, I want you to come forward. Make sure you're comfortable enough to bring your knees together. And then you're going to bring your left knee off the floor and put your left foot on the floor for the Black Widow pose, which is very similar to the frog pose, but this time we're sending the hips back in order to feel a stretch in the adductors, the inside of your leg. We see Ari, she's got her arms stretched out in front of her, giving her a little bit less support and therefore forcing her hips to droop down a little bit further and feel a little bit more of a stretch in the adductors. Okay, Phil and Vero, they're also in the widow's Black Widow, but they have their hands under for support. That way they control a little bit more how far down their hips are going, how far forward or back they're gonna allow their hips to go. Okay, a couple more deep breaths here. Good, and on your next breath, come on back to a neutral position. Okay, maybe move your hips from one side to the other to make sure that you're all good. And then you can bring your right knee forward into Samson stretch on the right side. So once again, Vero is going to have her hands on her hips. Phil is going to have his back hand up. Ari is going to have both hands up, and she's got a little lean in here. And feel free to mix any of these options here. They're totally fine to use with each other. It's just kind of like a progression. If you've got tight hips, maybe you're going to choose option 1. If you're got medium mobility capabilities, you'll go Phil's option. And if you're like a yogi or a common yoga practitioner, then you're probably going to use Ari's option. Very good, everyone. Breathing into the nose, and with each exhale, drive those hips forward. Maybe think with these last 2 breaths about squeezing your bum. Okay, the more you squeeze your bum, the more your pelvis is going to be forced into a neutral position, and then, oh yeah, baby, you're going to feel that stretch in your hip flexors. And 3, 2, 1, come on back into that neutral position. Wide knees, and then the wider your feet go, le plus que vos pieds sont écartés, le plus que vous allez sentir un étirement. Bien. Et avec chaque expiration, essayez de pousser les hanches vers l'arrière. On voit Ari qui allonge ses bras devant elle. Les bras sont tendus, la tête est entre les bras et ça aide à baisser les hanches encore plus bas. Okay, avec chaque expiration, on pousse les hanches vers l'arrière et peut-être on peut jouer aussi avec la largeur entre l'écart entre les pieds. Oui. Bien. Une autre grande respiration. Et très bien, on revient à une position neutre et on va sortir la jambe droite vers le côté pour aller chercher un étirement dans les adducteurs. Et on a nos 3 options. Plus de support, un peu moins de support, pas de support. Just lay flat. Très bien. On continue de respirer avec chaque expiration, on peut pousser les hanches un peu plus vers l'arrière. On peut peut-être bouger le genou un peu plus vers l'extérieur. C'est bien. Et on va garder on va tenir cet étirement pendant 3, 2, 1. Revenez à la position neutre. Et vous pouvez vous redresser, vous agenouiller. Bravo ici dans le studio. Bravo chez vous à la maison. Bravo d'avoir complété semaine 2. On se voit la semaine prochaine pour semaine 3 où on va augmenter l'intensité, la volume et peut-être on va explorer des étirements plus compliqués aussi. Alors ça va être très intéressant. On se voit la semaine prochaine.